Welcome to the Get Fit with Me, expanding your physical and mental fitness group. This group is for individuals who are ready to expand both their physical and mental fitness while helping and supporting others with similar goals all along the way. Today, we are here for a movement workshop. So we talk about three main categories or pillars in this group, and we talk about physical fitness, which we are doing today. We talk about mental fitness, which we did last week. And then we also talk about nutritional balance and guidance. So I'm never going to tell you exactly what to eat because I don't want anyone to tell me exactly what to eat. But we're going to learn tips and tools in all three of these categories that you can implement, see if they work. Maybe they implement and you excel. Maybe you implement and you have to tweak it a little bit to make it a little bit more custom to you. So take everything in that you are learning throughout here. And the biggest thing that I can recommend is consistency. So today, like I said, is a movement workshop. We are going to be moving for a majority of this time. I'm going to try to keep it nice and short to 30 minutes today. And we're probably going to move for about 20 to 25 of those minutes. Knowing that, you're going to learn a bunch of different stretches. We're going to learn some stretches to help take those aches and pains out of our lower back, our shoulders, our neck, our chest, our hips, our legs, our quads, everything. But doing it just today is not going to be enough to make those big changes. You are going to feel so great when you leave here that you're going to want to do more. So by the end of today, I'm going to be giving you a 5-minute circuit that you are going to have 5 exercises to complete. So like I said, you may not have time to do full 20 to 25 minutes of stretching every single day to feel great. But if you're just doing 5 minutes every single day consistently, whether it's at the same time or just every single day, whatever that consistency looks like for you, that is what matters. So I'm going to be giving you a circuit at the end. I know a lot of you like my mini circuits. I call it a mini circuit. It's 5 minutes or less, and you have 5 exercises. And you should be able to go through at least once, possibly 2 times through the circuit. And you're going to feel so great in a bunch of different areas. So I want to know if you guys are live on Facebook right now, let me know, #live. If you are here watching the replay, drop #replay. You can also click that little link above and jump in live in the Zoom room. The awesome part about the Zoom room is if you have an ache and pain and you raise your hand, I can direct and coach you right on. You get one-on-one coaching right when you are on the Zoom screen. So if you want to jump on and click that button, go right ahead. But we're going to kind of just get into it for today. You are going to need a chair. I have my bench over here. You're going to want a chair. We're going to be doing some sitting movements, some standing movements. We're not going to be getting on the ground because this is a mid-workday stretch. Some of you are probably at the office and don't want to be crawling around on the carpet or the ground at the office, and I understand. So we're keeping everything to either standing or to sitting on the ground, and we're going to get started here in just a minute. I want you guys to drop also in the chat where you're from, what you do, who you are, where you're from, what you do, and do you have aches and pains throughout your workday? So drop those in the chat as you are listening along, and let's make our way over to our chair. So we're going to start with one of my favorite stretches. You're going to sit up nice and straight. You will notice that I'm never going to lean into the back of my chair. I want to work on really good posture. I want my hips tucked underneath me so that I don't have a big arch in my lower back. Hips tucked underneath. And I've been playing around with this to make sure you guys can kind of see my feet okay. Okay, so from here, we're sitting up nice and straight, hips tucked. Let's just start by rolling those shoulders back and down. Nice deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Good, we got Tanya jumping on here. Starting to roll those shoulders back and down, getting nice and relaxed. Hello, Tanya, how are you?
Hanging in there. How about you, young lady?
I am doing great. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I have a few minutes, so I thought I'd jump on.
Perfect. We're getting right into moving. So sit up nice and straight and start rolling those shoulders back and down. And then from here,
that feels good, although it just popped.
as long as it's all natural popping, usually I will get that in my shoulders. We're going to move into a prayer chest opener. So you're going to bring your hands up as if you were to pray. You're going to reach your arms up nice and straight. Open those arms up behind, squeezing your shoulder blades together, wiggling those fingers, coming back to center and down. Good. We're going to do 4 more of these, nice and easy. So these ones are really awesome for any of us who use a cell phone, look at a computer, read a book, watch the TV, come back to center and down. What this is doing is opening that chest, working on that shoulder range of motion, reaching far away from the body, getting a nice stretch through. Good, and we have one more, and sometimes my count is off when I do talking. It's funny, when I teach class, people probably see my fingers do this a lot, and it's because I can have a conversation and count at the same time.
Yeah, me too.
Tanya, before we get into our next one, will you share with us who you are, where you're from, what your profession is, and do you get aches and pains throughout your workday from what you do?
Okay, that's a lot of fingers, dear. So my name is Tanya Wimhoff. I live in Clark, Nebraska, which is kind of in the middle of the US. And I have an HR consulting company, and I'm doing a launch on a program that starts Tuesday. And what else was on there?
Do you get aches and pains throughout your workday?
Well, number one, I'm going to be 70 this year. So, so learning tech, I think, causes me to tense up even more because I'm not used to using technology. So anytime you use a phone or computer, I think I just naturally tense up and then I get achy.
And we're going to work through some of that here in the beginning. We're going to start kind of up top, and then we're going to move down to that lower body. So you're going to learn some of these stretches. So perfect. I'm happy you are here. And I see we have Millie on Facebook. Happy you are here, Millie. Okay, so we've done our shoulder rolls. We've done our prayer chest opener. Next one we're going to do, you're going to push your hips back to the back of your chair, and you're going to lean on forward so your elbows are right here on your knees. You're going to take a nice deep breath, and you're going to take your right arm, and you're going to rotate up. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're all the way. You're just going to rotate up, feeling that nice little rotation through that upper back. And then exhale and bring that arm back to your knee. We're going to stick all with this one side. I've found when we alternate from side to side, we get a little bit of dizziness that sometimes happens. Good. Bring that arm nice and down. We have 2 more on this side. Actually, a client asked me yesterday, and it's a really good reminder that when we teach our people things, that to really explain the why we are doing it. Why are we doing this exercise? So this one right here, let's do one more time, is really good. It's really important to work the spine in a healthy way. We are in a very safe and healthy way, moving and rotating our spine. Let's go to the other side. So if you think about how often do we rotate our spine throughout the day? My biggest example is sitting in the car and rotating to grab that seatbelt. And a lot of times, without keep doing it, we're all stiff or we throw our body. Whereas if we can work on healthy range of motion here, we end up not being in pain while we do it, not throwing our back out while we do it. Good, one more. And it just correlates in everyday life. So for him, he is somebody who stocks shelves. Let's slowly bring ourselves on up. So he's going from here to here. So we practice a move, I call it Charlie's Angels, where he goes like this. We are practicing that rotation and that stability in the core. Same reason we do any of it here. Okay, so we've done our rotations. Next one we're gonna do is you're gonna step that left leg out to the side, so you have a nice 90-degree angle. Left elbow goes on that left knee. Right arm goes straight up in the air, and you're just gonna lean over. I call this the half ballerina. This is as close as I will ever get to being a dancer. This exercise, or this stretch right here, is going to target this area back here. Gonna target all through there, and that's where a lot of lower back stress tension happens. Making sure to breathe in through your nose, all the way to your belly. Exhaling. On your next exhale, you are going to slowly bring yourself up. Bring that arm down. Bring that leg in. And we'll go to the other side. So right elbow goes to right knee. Left arm goes up in the air. We become the ballerina on the side. Tanya, how are all these feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere that's, you're like, oh, this just doesn't feel great? Or so far, everything's feeling good?
So far, so good.
Good. Good. On your exhale, bring that arm up. And come on down. Good. Okay. I also like to do some neck stretches. You can do these seated or you can do these standing. Kind of depends on if you're tired of sitting throughout the day, feel free to stand up here. I'm going to stand so I can just get a little closer. We are going to take our right ear to our right shoulder. You're going to take your left arm, stick it behind your back like a chicken wing, or just reach it out to the side. What that's going to do is you're going to get a nice little stretch all along here. So maybe this is exactly where you're supposed to be. And you're like, Morgan, this is T. But if you do a lot of neck stretching and you want to intensify, you can take that right hand, reach the outside of your head, and just give slight pressure, pulling that ear just a little bit closer to that shoulder. Good. This is a really good one for any sort of stress and tension that we hold in our neck. Good. Release that top hand. Bring that head up nice and softly. I always like to shoulder roll in between because a lot of times we get all funky. So I like to wiggle out before I go to the other side. I see we have Kevin on and Millie's gonna be jumping on soon. So perfect. Okay, let's take that left ear to that left shoulder now. You can take that hand and place it out. Right arm either goes behind or out to the side. Good. And Tanya, you're doing a really good job of not letting yourself fall forward. So often when we do stuff, we just let our body fall forward. So you're doing a really good job of staying upright. It is sun shining here today and I'm loving it.
And that's only 9 here.
I thought you were going to add a 0 to the end of that.
No.
I wish, right?
Yeah.
Release that top hand, release that bottom hand. We're going to do 2 more. So you guys have probably seen the neck circles where people do neck circles. I don't really agree with those. I like to do either smiley face and then drop your head back and do an upside down or a frowny face instead of going full circle. Because you'll find that if you ever go full circle, you'll get kind of a kink when it goes over your shoulder. And if there's a kink, why are we working through it? Let's find a different stretch. So we're just going to do 2 different stretches where I don't really like to teach the circles if I don't have to. So chin to your chest, sit up nice and straight. Make the triple chin. Yes, it's awesome. Take those hands, place them behind that head, and put slight pressure down. You're going to feel a stretch from the bottom of your skull all the way down to possibly in between your shoulder blades, depending on how tight you are. Remembering to breathe. Sometimes it can get challenging to remember, especially when we're in this tight position here. While you are here, I want you to look towards your left foot or your left knee about 45 degrees and just keep that slight pressure. Good. Tanya, that looks perfect. Slowly rotate back to center. And let's go right, looking down at your right knee or your right foot about 45 degrees. Good. Back to center. Release those hands and then slowly bring your head on up. How'd that feel?
Good.
Does that
I
one
like it
feel
better,
awesome?
and
I feel like we can get a little bit, there's more structure to it and less just flopping your neck around. Your neck's an important thing. We don't want to be damaging it.
no.
Last one we're going to do here for our neck is we're going to sit up nice and straight. And with control, I'm going to have you just drop your head and look up to the sky. I always feel a lot of tightness right here, kind of at the base of my shoulders, right in the middle. If you would like, you can take your fingers and do a little bit of self-massage up through your chest. These muscles right here, we do so much leaning forward that by doing just a little bit of self-massage, that will help loosen some of that up. And then if you're like, okay, Morgan, I've got my head stuck here, you can take your hands and help bring it back up. Or if you feel like it's strong enough, you can bring your head up normally. We just don't usually throw our head back like that. No. So really using control when we do it. Perfect. Okay, so we are going to do some upper body and some lower body stretches now. We want to stand up. We want our feet nice and wide here. Oh, these ones are fun. So we're going to pretend we're kids again and that you have a hula hoop around your waist. So you are going to move those hips in a circle, feeling all of those spots where it's tight. Good. Really thinking about pushing those hips back and then pushing them forward, getting that full range of motion. And now let's go the other way. Good. I love these because so often we do not think about going in a circle like this. We walk forward and back in our day. We maybe walk side to side if we're in the kitchen, but we never work in a circular motion, or very rarely we do. Good. So those are really nice ones to get our hips nice and loose. We then are going to go into open and close the gates. So if you need something to hang on to for balance, please have something nearby. Wall works just perfect. You're going to balance on your right leg, lift your left leg up, open, drop it down so it points out about 90 degrees. Then you'll lift and bring it back to center. Yes. So nice and easy. Drop it on down. These are called open and close the gates. Focuses on our balance, focuses on that core strength. Gets those hips nice and loose and limber. Once again, we're working in different planes when we do this. Good. Let's switch on over to the other side. Shake out those legs. And let's go the other way. So we'll lift, open, and close. And maybe you realize that for your balance, you can only lift your foot about halfway, about 4 inches off the ground instead of a full foot. That's okay. So lift that leg only as high that is comfortable for you and your joints. Tanya, how are these feeling?
Pretty good, but I pop.
I pop too, usually my first couple times. Good. And if you're struggling with some balance, think about spreading your toes as wide as you can. often our toes get really close, which means we have a smaller base of support. So if you can spread those toes apart and grip into the ground, that will also help with your balance. Next one we have is going to be a forward fold. So hands are going to go on your desk or the back of your chair. This is kind of high for me, but I'm still going to use it. Hands touch, walk your legs back, so you have a slight bend here, and then let your head sink down in between your shoulders. Nice and straight, and there's a few pops in my back. Good, so for this one, we want to think about keeping a slight bend in our knees. We don't want to lock it out, we want that slight loose bend. Nice deep breaths, and with each exhale you do, trying to sink your head a little bit lower in between those arms, but keeping a nice flat back, just like I am and just like Tanya's doing. Good. This takes pressure off that lower back, gives a little bit of a hamstring stretch, really gets down through our arms into our lats. When we are done, we tuck our chin and we slowly walk our feet back up so that we are back to standing nice and straight. Perfect. We have one final stretch today before I tell you our little workout, and then we are done. I'm keeping it short and sweet. It is a midday stretch, so feel free to hang on to something if you need to. You're going to take your feet and you're going to stagger them. So you don't want to be in a tightrope. You want a nice staggered base like this. I'm going to lean forward just a little. Engage your core. Whatever leg you have backwards, stick that arm up in the air. Perfect. Now lean to the other side. So my right arm is up, which means I'm leaning to the left. This is where that little balancer is good if you're feeling a little unstable. This is the other part of a ballerina that I get to be. Good. We don't want to do that because there's nothing is being supported when we do that. So you want to make sure we're nice and supported, feeling a stretch down through here possibly, even up. And we bring that foot together, bring that arm down, and let's step that other foot back. Once we're back and we're nice and stable, slight lean forward, arm goes up in the air, slight lean. Good. I stretched so many times today. I got up and I stretched with all three of my clients this morning. I'm stretching now with you guys. I feel so loose and limber and mobile. I feel great. Good, let's come on up. Okay, so like I said, you guys are gonna have a takeaway today. You may not have a full 25 minutes to stretch and do every single move we just did. So I like to really work with mini circuits. Anyone who has worked with me knows mini circuits are great because they can be done usually in 15 minutes or less. Today I'm giving you a mini circuit that can be done in 5 minutes or less, and you will feel good by the end. They're going to include 5 of the moves we just went over. That first move is going to be that prayer to chest opener. So shoulders back and down, palms come up, arms open, wiggle those fingers, coming back down into center. So you will do 5 of these, and I will put this in the comments. I will attach the PDF so you guys can print it out if you'd like. Really just working on, we're not rushing through. The pace that we practice now is the pace you want to incorporate. After we are done with our 5 prayer chest openers, we're going to go into that open and close the gate. So open that leg up, drop it on down, coming back on up. And we're going to, when you open like this and then close, that is 1. You have 10. So once you do 10 on your left, you then get to switch over and do 10 on your right. Remember, open to close is 1. Exercise number 3, we have that lateral side bend. That's that one, that's that staggered stance that we just did. Slight lean forward, whatever leg is back, arm goes up in the air, and we lean, keeping that core nice and tight. So if we're here, and the reason we lean is if I don't lean, I get this kink in that lower back, and that doesn't feel great at all. So we want to keep a nice neutral spine as best as we can. So you'll hold for 30 seconds on that side, and then you'll switch your leg, and we'll do 30 seconds on the other for this 5-minute circuit. After that, you have 10 hula hoops to the right. Yeah, you can even put on hula music. I would love it. We should have a hula hoop contest. And then 10 to the left. Really get your hips into it. I had somebody tell me, I did a training about a year ago. It was 2 years ago now. He said, pretend you're knocking the coconuts from side to side. So get nice and big swings in those hips. Get them nice and loose.
Or you could pretend you're scraping the frosting out of the bowl.
Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna go cookie dough because I don't make homemade frosting. Okay. I like the cookie dough. Oh, I like that, Tanya. I'm gonna use that. So you can either call them your hula hoops, or you can call them getting the frosting out of the bowl. And then your 5th exercise is going to be that 30 seconds of that forward fold.
I like
right
that.
here at your chair or your desk.
So
this one is awesome, isn't it?
Yes.
And I also like to rock my hips from side to side about 1 inch or 2. And it just allows a little bit of loosening to happen. Remember, we tuck our chin as we walk our feet back in. We got Millie on Facebook. Love the mini circuits. I love that cookie dough or frosting or brownie batter or whatever yummy food we enjoy.
Yes.
So when I did this to figure out 5 stretches, 5 minutes. So what you'll do is you'll set your timer for 5 minutes. You'll pull open your mini circuit. You'll go through this. It should take you anywhere from 2.5 to 3 minutes to go through this circuit once, which means you still would have anywhere from 2.5 to 2 minutes left. Go through it again. Maybe that means you only do 5 open and close the gate the second time. The biggest thing is you're getting the blood pumping, you're getting the body moving, you're getting your joints loose and lubricated. We're getting oxygen and blood flowing through the body. A lot of times we sit all day and then we're tired. Yeah. This right here, getting up and doing 5 minutes when your body starts to feel that lull, gives you that energy. I've been energized all morning. Like I said, I've been stretching all morning. It's been great. That the more we can move, the better we're going to feel internally, mentally, physically, all the above. So we have just a few minutes here. I want to know takeaways. What was the biggest thing? What stretch did you enjoy the most today? And what is your action? Are you going to try to incorporate this? Maybe it's you're going to add just one more move into your routine. So yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I still haven't gotten into my weights, so I have to do that. But I really like the one where you're leaning back with your head down. And I think the one where you stretch, for your neck all the way through, yeah, that one is really nice because it kind of eases up the tension.
Perfect. I love that. So are you going to try to start incorporating those just kind of through your day as you remember?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. I definitely have to get my weight thing going again.
And what you can do is I'm going to put all this in the chat and send you guys the PDF.
Okay.
Write them on a sticky note and put it right on your laptop.
That's a good
for
idea.
What the 2 moves are. So every time your eyes glance at it, maybe it's you're reading in a long email. You can read an email sideways. I promise you can.
That's cool. I like that idea.
Perfect. Millie, Kevin, if you guys are still on Facebook, what are your takeaways? What stretches did you enjoy the most? And are you going to put any of this into action? Well, as we're letting them respond, we are going into March next week. Crazy. Next week, we are going to be doing either a mental fitness or a nutritional balance session. So kind of be aware that we're not going to be moving as much, but in March, we have one of those move and learn sessions, which we move for a whole 30 minutes, either walking on the treadmill or riding your bike, walking outside, 30 minutes straight of movement. And we are in and out just like we were today. So we have some awesome things coming in March. If you guys have any questions or you want some more personalized, like I have this ache and pain, please help me just find stretches. Just drop help in the comments and we'll come up with a structured, customized thing for you so that we can get some of those aches and pains worked out. Well, I will see you guys next time. Tanya, thank you for jumping on with the time that I know you have in your day. And I will see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.